Welcome to a new video. Today we will be reacting to my BFF locked me in the bathroom with my crush. It's pretty weird, but okay. Let's get into the video.
It all started out like a typical Thursday at my high school. Everyone was getting excited for the weekend and the upcoming backwards dance. The backwards dance was something that my school does every year. The girls asked the boys to the dance instead of the boys asking the girls. There was usually some big proposals when girls would get down on one knee and ask their boyfriend to the dance with them. One time, a girl even painted her entire body and ran through the school naked, asking her boyfriend if he would go to the dance with her. Things can get crazy, but I'd never really thought about going to the dance. I'd never been to a dance before, at least not with a boy. My best friend forever, Alicia, knew how much I liked Blake, the cutest boy on the basketball team. However, she also knew talking to Blake makes me stutter, slur my words, and basically make myself look like a fool. I've had a crush on Blake since third grade, and although we have been friends for some time, we've never been close enough to where I could be my real self around him. Apparently, Alicia didn't care about how crazy I felt in front of Blake, because on this Thursday morning, as soon as she saw Blake strolling into the boys' bathroom next to her locker, she quickly grabbed me by both my shoulders and shoved me into the bathroom, slamming the door behind me. Now, mind you, I've never been in a boys' bathroom. I have to say, it looks pretty similar to a girl's bathroom, except probably a bit smellier, and the urinals. Ew. At first, I was super confused as to why she would so forcefully put me in the bathroom. What was this horrible prank she was playing on me? I did not want to get in trouble if I was caught in the boys' bathroom. I tried to push the door open, but Alicia was standing in front of it. From the outside of the door, I heard her say, "You'll thank me for this later." I didn't think I would. And now I was afraid to turn around. I didn't know what Blake was doing, but there was a whole row of urinals behind me. I hadn't even kissed Blake yet. I definitely didn't want to see him using the bathroom. What if someone else was in here too? Oh no, my face was starting to turn beet red. "Kara?" Blake said, surprised. I spun around quickly and saw that he was stepping up to the sink. I let go of the door handle and gave him the weirdest, hopefully cute, smile I could muster. Hi, Blake," I said, wiping my sweaty palms on my jeans. "What are you doing here?" He pointed to the sink and turned on the water. "I had to take a leak. The question is, what are you doing here?" he asked, looking at me through the mirror above the sink. Man, he was hot. I pushed the door once more to see if Alicia was still there. The door wouldn't budge, and I heard a quick "nope" from the other side. Dang it. She's trapped me in the bathroom with a hot boy. I stepped away from the door and walked closer to Blake. "Alicia locked me in here." "Why?" he asked, looking at the door, then back at me. "She wants me to ask you something?" My hands were trembling. I needed something to play with, but all I could see were dirty paper towels, so I stuck my hands in my pockets and went on. "I was hoping that maybe you would go to the dance with me," I asked, but it probably didn't sound as cool in real life as it does here. He turned off the water in the sink and stared at me. At this point, I could look anywhere but at his face. If he said no, I would be devastated. Not only because of the rejection, but because I know he would go tell everyone I stalked him in the boys' bathroom. All of a sudden, a huge smile spread across his face. "You didn't have to come try and see me naked to ask me. I'd love to go to the dance with you." My eyes lit up and I almost screamed in excitement. Instead, I kept my cool and nodded. "Awesome! I can't wait. My dress is blue, so see you Saturday," he said as he walked toward the bathroom door. He tried to push it open, but Alicia was still there. "Stop being annoying and ask him, Kara!" she shouted from the other side. "It's Blake." I said yes. The door swung open and Alicia ran inside to give me a hug. "Now, when you guys get married, promise you won't have your ceremony in the bathroom," she exclaimed. I blushed just as the first bell rang. Once more, Alicia shoved me into Blake and we gave each other a big hug. My face was still red as a tomato. Alicia put her arms around my shoulders and gave me a big squeeze as we said goodbye to Blake. I squealed in excitement, almost jumping up and down. I said, "As much as I hate you right now, I love you even more." Alicia just laughed with an "I told you so" look in her eyes. The rest of the day went by without a hitch. Alicia and I were laughing in first period, thinking of places to go for dinner before the dance, and people to hang out with afterward. I was hoping since Blake was on the basketball team that he would know of some awesome parties we could go to after the dance. Alicia had a boyfriend, Thomas, who she'd been dating.
Real quick. Maybe just put on a little music for a second. There we go, and then I'll put the video back on now.
Over a year. He was going to pick us up in his car, and we figured we could just meet Blake at the restaurant. Everything changed around lunch. When lunchtime came around, all I heard whispered throughout the halls was how super dorky Kara asked out Blake. And he said yes, since he felt really awkward because Kara was watching him pee. Obviously, I'm Kara, and this isn't how it happened. You can't convince a bunch of teenagers anything different, though. Everyone was staring at me as I walked to lunch. I tried to hold my head high, but the whispering was getting to me. As soon as I saw Blake in the lunchroom, I went right up to him and said, "What's this I hear about you getting asked out by a dorky Kara in the bathroom?" I crossed my arms. I hope I looked intimidating, but probably not. After all, I'm only 5 feet tall. Blake was 6'1" and towered over me. Without even looking down at me, he said, "What are you talking about? I don't even know you." Just as I scoffed and was about to turn away, Alicia came up behind me with her phone in her hand. It showed a picture of Blake and I hugging after we came out of the bathroom. She showed all of his friends, which started a round of oohs and ahs. Blake was trapped now. His friends were waiting expectantly for him to say something, but he only hung his mouth open. Alicia was about to start talking again, but I put my hand on her arm to stop her. "I really just don't think you're masculine enough for me." I then looked at his friends and said, "Just so you know, big shoes don't always mean big." Then Alicia pulled me away. The teacher was coming, and she didn't want me to get yelled at. We could hear Blake's friends making fun of him as we walked away. Everyone in the lunchroom was staring, so I put my head in my hands and ran to the bathroom. The girls' bathroom this time. Alicia followed me and pulled me into the stall. I was really upset because I didn't understand why Blake would be so mean when he was so nice in the bathroom. Soon we heard the door open and the scuffling of feet. 2 blue Air Jordans popped up under the stall, and a knock came on the stall door. "Kara?" It was Blake. "Get out," I said, sniffling. "I'm sorry I said that you were dorky and made fun of you for asking me to dance. The truth is, I don't know how to dance, and I actually have a crush on Alicia." My mouth dropped. My stomach flipped. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Alicia quickly grabbed Blake by the hand and pulled him into the stall.
You can move your info from TurboTax to H&R Block online in as little as 2 clicks.
You actually believed we were hunting human beings for sport.
What happened next, I will never forget for the rest of my life. I thought Alicia was going to kiss Blake, but instead, she grabbed him by the back of the head and thrust it into the toilet. "Quick, Kara, flush!" she screamed. I'm not sure why I reached for that toilet handle, but I did, and we gave Blake the best swirly I've ever seen. Granted, I've only seen that one, but still, it was the best. Alicia pulled Blake's head up quickly, his face wet and his nose running. "Why did you say yes to my best friend if you didn't actually want to go to the dance with her?" Blake looked at Alicia. "I wanted to get close to you." She dunked his head again, and I flushed. "For one thing, I have a boyfriend, and for another thing, I would never, ever, ever date someone my BFF had a crush on." We may have flushed him a couple more times, but since we were afraid someone would come into the bathroom, I finally told Alicia to stop. He was drenched, and who knows the last time that toilet was cleaned, or how many girls had sat on it since this morning. Blake was able to stand up, but as soon as he got to the stall door, Alicia said, "And you better not ever tell anyone who did this to you. Oh, and one more thing, you better go tell everyone that you lied about Kara and that she is way too cool for you to go out with." "What if I don't?" Blake asked. Then next time, it won't be a swirly. She lunged at him like she was going to hit him, but he jumped and ran out of the stall. When he left the bathroom, I couldn't do anything but stare at Alicia. I had never seen her like this in my life. She was such a badass and stuck up for me. I loved her more than ever. The next day at school, Friday, everyone was talking about how Blake didn't show up. He said he was sick, but everyone believed he was too embarrassed to come back to school after what happened the day before. People kept coming up to me and asking if I really saw Blake with his pants down in the bathroom, and all I had to do was scrunch my nose and say, unfortunately. Blake hasn't bothered me since that day. In fact, we had a great time at the dance on Saturday. We, as in Alicia and I. We went together. She let her boyfriend stay home. We spent the whole day getting ready, doing our hair and makeup. It was probably the best day of...
Well, that was a good video, guys. That is an... I think you know what to do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you already know what to do, but I'm still going to tell you in the videos. Like and subscribe and hit that bell. Put on all notifications. Bye.